we are moving on to match number 5. Simposaurus Rex up against DFA, Death from Above. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the WGLNA qualifiers number 2 for season 2. One person, one team will move on into the regular season for a chance to win a total or a part of the $100,000 prize pool that does exist for this tournament. Fulcrum Gaming won first place last season. Following up was Simp Main, who won second. Really exciting finals in Las Vegas. It probably will happen again, I think, in Las Vegas. I don't know where exactly, but
Las Vegas is going to hurt again, man. I don't know if my body can take it. We just keep going back.
I was fine, man.
Well, you didn't.
I didn't what, Rico?
Some of us have self-control, Rue.
I don't. I have no self-control.
You have no self-control.
I have no self-control.
Also on the set is, of course, John Lowe, a.k.a. Tofu Smurf, from the team formerly known as Scurry Hard. You should name them the Grey Root Kills. That'd be cool.
Why? So they can be MIA in Vegas?
They can be MIA in Vegas.
Rue.
I went MIA.
You went MIA?
I went MIA.
You're missing in action. Oh my God, Rico. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, our next match is, as I said, DFA versus Simposaurus Rex. Simposaurus Rex were one of the finalists from last qualifiers. Can they do it again? Now, they were accused, I'm not going to lie, they were accused of being very campy. Would you agree that they're a campy team? First root kill.
Refuse to die. Can't.
What?
Wait, sorry.
Simposaurus Rex.
Simposaurus Rex. Yes.
John?
I don't want to pin it on them quite yet because I felt like
It was slow.
it was slow play, but I feel like Hunter by Hunter, with being them campy, you know, some people are hesitant to push into that, so I think they both kind of played this, you know.
Yeah, I felt like Simposaurus Rex tried to do what they could, but they didn't.
Yeah, that's what I
They
felt.
didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't feel proactive. Like it wasn't a matter of they camped or they didn't. They crossed the threshold of you weren't being proactive enough. You weren't really going for anything. On a few times they tried to do pushes, but they weren't trying to work Hunter X Hunter. I felt like they weren't. It wasn't proactive enough, and so they weren't getting anything done. They weren't accomplishing anything for large stints of time, and ultimately, they did go on through the shootout, but they didn't benefit enough by fighting Hunter X Hunter. They didn't find the answers. You know, there were questions that Hunter X Hunter posed with their positioning, and it was just like, what do you do? And Simposaurus Rex did not think about what those answers were and then execute on them soon enough. And now without the 8-point rule, if they play still like that again, they're going to have even more trouble.
We're going to go to shootout if they play like that.
If they play like that again, we'll go to
this,
shootout.
Which I think they won't play like that, you know. Well, I hope. But
I hope. But do you think it was
I did
just their
feel like
opponent?
Simposaurus Rex were trying to take the initiative. They
Yeah.
were trying to press it on. Maybe they weren't as clean with their execution in attacking as we've seen other of these teams be. But they definitely tried to push the engagements, and Hunter by Hunter was just not having it. They were
Yeah.
like, well, you can do that, but I'll just give you that position and camp out. And as soon as you round this corner, I'm going to shoot. And if you don't, then we're just going to draw it out. And I feel like that is a position where your whole team and your commander can be very tilted. Because it's saying, well, I'm not willing to engage against you. I'm not willing to really play this match out with any cerebral play.
Yeah.
I just want to derp, sit in a corner, and wait until you come at me. That's frustrating.
It is frustrating.
It's
super frustrating to watch. It's super frustrating to play against because you're sitting there not getting any information. Your opponent's not trying to win. They're just waiting for you to make a mistake. And that mistake is there's one mistake to make, and you know you can't make it, but you still have to go very close to making that mistake
That's right.
in order to achieve victory. You have to walk this little tightrope.
It's very difficult for sure. But we've seen DFA before, Death from Above, that is. They were okay last time. Nothing really stuck out to me about this team. I think they played in the first qualifiers or last season. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's the first qualifiers, though.
Yeah, I think I remember the name. I definitely remember Death from Above.
Yeah.
I've seen them in other tournaments. I mean, John, you've seen them in a few skirmishes here and there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
But
Not a team to really say, ooh, not a pub star, not Unicum players, but definitely a team that has
They
it
could do
together a
it.
little bit. Yes,
could do
and they
it.
can do it.
They-
Against Simposaurus Rex, though, I think they're the big favorites going into it, but anything can happen. That's the beautiful thing about World of Tanks. You can switch things like a light switch, and just it clicks for you, and all of a sudden you're a lot better. Look at Castadores. Look at Refuse to Die. Both relegated out of WGLNA, now back in action, looking to take it, and they look really good.
Cazadores is back. Refuse to Die could make that comeback story.
That's right.
Get their position back.
I would like it. All right, we're going to head into our first battle of this match. This is our last match of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. It's on Himmelsdorf. And here we go. Two 5100s, one IS-3, and two T-69s on the side of DFA. Really surprising.
A-Large is crossing the open
Oh,
field,
yeah.
though, right at the beginning, and 2 shots miss.
A large.
And a third
Down.
by Blazin. Am I correct?
That's right.
Oh, Blazin. That is 3 huge shots, though, wasted. And that I don't think we're going to see. No, they won't get punished for wasting shots with those autoloaders. There's so much distance they'll be able to reload. And Simposaurus Rex is in no position to capitalize upon the missed shots on A-Large. However, A-Large, I believe he's the commander, will now have the freedom to jump around on his allies' tanks and kind of do that.
Looking over on the other side, we have a 110, two 5100s, and two IS-3s. You know, I get to see the T-69s not only yesterday but today, and I'm really unimpressed with them on maps like this. I feel like the T-69s are actually hurting them a lot more. And Blazin
Their liability.
they really are. You can't really
Look at this 8-line
a lot of
push.
times you can't justify having them, but we're gonna see how they do going up Tank Alley. Immune, Jake and Dana and Reneka are moving on up, and 2 AP3 is there with his IS-3. He's gonna get one shot on Immune, dealing 400 damage even. He's just gonna back up around.
They're going
He's-
to back up, get
he's
into these little
reloaded.
cubbies, and their opponent is going to try and come around, but there's so much delay. Tier 1 is going to attempt to flank, and he's going to have rear shots. No, he's not going to stop in the windows.
Jake and Vena taking a lot of damage here. A bounce goes on the front. The T-69,
bounces.
this is what I'm talking about. T-69 not able to get reliable damage. There it is.
And the backup has arrived.
Wow. Yes, worst player NA, Air News, and Cinnabar coming in from behind. A great flank. Wait until they actually push all the way in to attack the IS-3s in the cubbies, and boom, the backs are shown. Blazin taking a lot of damage. Does he have a lot more shells left? That's the big question.
Tier 1
Air
bounces
News.
on Cinnabar. Huge bounces
What
on these
the-
T-69s.
And wow, it looks like Revelator is going to be taken out. And the tallies, let's check it out right now. 2 tier 8s against 3 tier 8s in favor of Simposaurus Rex. Now just closing on in. Tier 1 taking a lot of damage. Cinnabar in that 110, heading up. No longer in that T1, by the way. Nice to see Cinnabar in T8. Tier 1 now going to take another shot from that 110. T69 is right now reloading. He's going to go neck and neck against that 110. The 110 does another shot, low rolls, 30 damage left. And
bounces.
down he
All these bounces.
will go. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Simposaurus Rex is going to take a very easy game number 1 as Air News round the corner looking for Reneka. He's in that 5100, only 2 more shots.
I love that. Cinnabar pops out,
Boom.
takes 1 hit, backs off. Worst player NA pops right in front.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen, Simposaurus Rex. DFA are believers. 3 T69s, a 5100, and a 1390 from them. On the other side, 2 IS3s, 2 5100s, and a 1390 for Simposaurus Rex. So, going with 3 T69s up against 2 IS3s, we're going to take very close care and see how those T69s handle against them. Going over to the Delta Village as standard. North side is... North side. Sorry about that, guys. I was going crazy. North side is DFA. South side is Simposaurus Rex. They're moving on over to the west inside the city, as you can see it, as we're following the 1390 being played by Okeano. And it looks like just a very defensive position. This is the standard thing to do, obviously, for both teams. But wow, look at this. A big push-up, pushing past the EF line and going all the way up to cap. Are they going to go for cap pressure? I hope not. It's very difficult to cap out your opponents.
Although in the current position of Simposaurus Rex, if they just blitz it, if they go fast enough,
Yeah.
they could screen the cap.
But
it's just they can't hesitate when they do this.
The problem is they have no indicators to know the setup of Simposaurus Rex, so I feel like they're just, if
They
they
have one.
do that,
A little bit.
they're
Jack Sparrow.
they're flipping coins a little bit.
Yeah,
here.
a little
Like,
bit.
There could still be a very defensive showdown over here, but Blazin doing the right thing, just gonna kind of scout out, not with actually visual range, but with the fact that
Oh,
sixth
first
sense.
spots happen. That is Jake and Blazin both getting spotted. Okeano's going to go much deeper now with his 1390 wall. I believe members of Simposaurus Rex are going to start turning around and prep for something from the southeast.
By the way, Blazin, Reneka, nobody was able to spot out what spotted them. The 1390, that's the power of them. They're just
Well,
so
it's not just him. I
invisible.
think Air News also, who is
Okay.
all the way at the chapel, has this. I've never actually used this position before, but Air News is in a very cool position.
Oh, one shot goes off on this 5100 Blazin. Needs to be careful.
Oh, he
as
spotted
Air
now.
News. Yeah, Air News was able to take that shot, I believe.
Yeah, he did. It was a
Blazin.
great shot. I love that little angle. He had perfect shot. I loved it. I just want to see that again.
Jake and Vena is going on top cap with that T1 Cunningham. Still, I feel like this is so tough to do.
Cinnabar is just going to wait in his bush. He's got this fantastic little passive position in a bush. Jaken is spotted, and what Cinnabar can do is he can just wait until, the cap gets up to, 99 or possibly a little safer, like in
Yeah.
the 80s, and then he can just shoot and kill Jaken. Now, there he is, right there. Just going to wait. He's not going to...
And look at this, reverse
really.
cap pressure. Red base is under attack. Okeano was able to, Okeano was able to take out John Sparrow all the way on the top. There is one tank all the way over, capping the red base.
There's going to be a second one in just a moment as
Yep.
a T1 will join him.
Oh,
And now you have two
but a
tanks
big
on cap.
retreat, tier 1 MS 450, and there's one more tank. I think it was immune. Yeah, it has to be. In the
Simposaurus
1390.
Rex needs to follow up all of this cap pressure with a push. 'Cause
Yes.
even if there are tanks behind, they need to know that they need to make a fight happen or that there are tanks retreating so they have an overmatch.
A lot of
And
tanks.
they're going to leave Okeano making the call, and they're going to leave A large behind, actually, knowing, I guess, that he's not going to make it. But Okeano will get out safely. It's smart move here. Okeano's actually going to probably
Oh,
move.
look at this.
Yes.
Blazin down to 6 health. Down he goes, ladies and gentlemen. So you can really see how Simposaurus Rex is doing this, saying, okay, we're going to cap. We know tanks are going back, now isolating the T69 and the 5100. Reneka now down, and he is out.
That is
Wow.
That is awesome.
Brutal.
Such a lead right now. And at the same time, Okeano was getting prepped to come in and flank through the F road. You see these pings on the mini-map indicating where the communication of Simposaurus Rex are using the map to ping. They're talking about the flanking they had. Okeano would have had a fantastic flank if Death from Above had more units in the south, but with only 2 guys, he wasn't even needed to just stomp all over those
Agree.
2 exposed tanks.
And at this point, we're just going to wait. The reason why Simposaurus Rex isn't moving right now is because there's a massive reload coming out from those 5100s. And as soon as they realize, okay, we're all locked and loaded, they're just going to push 5v3. T69s have no chance at doing enough damage. Remember, T69s only do around 900 damage average. Yes, that is good burst, but look at this. They're not even getting shots off.
Have they spotted Okeano?
They're spotting Revelator and 2AP3.
Oh, Okeano has such a great
And
advantage.
Okeano is spotted out.
Oh,
right
he
now,
started
yes.
firing, so now of course he is. Immune, though, taking some big hits. He's on 858. Okeano is starting to run out of shells, though. I don't know
Oh.
if he's going to keep going in. Yes, he is. Okeano might
Yep.
be out of shells, reloading, but he's just going to go in. Yes, he is. He indicates reload right above there. You see the little spinning thing. He's just going to go in. He doesn't care, and he's just going to take hits while everyone else is just going to follow him up.
Yep, 2 IS-3s pushing forward, 2 AP3 and Revelator are up there. Actually, 2 AP3 needs to be careful. He's at 286 health.
Makes
the
that
shot comes out,
bounce.
tier 1. is going to bounce.
Look at these
again.
bounces.
Oh my goodness. Now finally connecting in a low roll. Unfortunate. Tier 1 down to 272 health. Almost down all the way. MS-450 also down very low.
Wiggle, but not enough. 1390 has APCR. You're not going to bounce as easy.
Yeah,
on
definitely
that
so.
space armor.
Okeano getting up here, but wow, Air News from downtown. He's going to crush him and immune the last guy left. Revelator just going to turn his turret, and boom, down he goes.
But Okeano.
Oh, Okeano goes.
Okeano gets the kill.
There it is. Simposaurus Rex goes up 2-0, ladies and gentlemen. A nice little defeat right there. Guys, we were saying 2 is greater than 1, but is 2 T69s greater than 1 T69? I'm a little bit worried. We're going to find out. Simposaurus Rex has 2 T69s, a T32, and a 2 1390s. Whoa. On the other side, DFA has 1 1500, a T32, a T69, and 2 1390s. I'm a little bit worried for Simposaurus Rex.
I would have to agree there, although it looks like Simposaurus Rex is prepping for a hill push. They've got Air News and Fruitcake for me ready to just pile shots right into whoever decides to go to the hill. It doesn't look like, though, Death from Above is deciding to do that, and it looks like, oh, wow, 1390s. Are they going to go for a quick pickup on a T1? Looks like they wanted to, but they might have to abandon it because they were unable to get that free pick off. A little more aggression, they probably could have done it. Chances are, almost at the beginning of any battle. Oh, yes, there we go.
Yes, Mighty Pillow.
Fantastic. This is a great early play. You've got a T1 down. You've got effectively map control in the east. Your opponent's having to scramble right now to protect against the potential of an east side push, and they are, which means that these 1390s can flex to the opposite side of the map if their enemy is now being reactive.
Yep.
There's no cover, there's less cover, I should say, to the west now, and they might be able to push these 1390s. Mighty Pillow might be taking the one-line push along with a Battle Buddy A-Large. I would love to see that move because
look at that movement.
we'd see two 1390s versus one 1390 and a T1 Cunningham. Now, there could be some damage taken, but I think if they dedicated to it and were aggressive enough, they could take down the enemy 1390 that is the
Tier 1.
Tier 1? Yeah. If Tier 1 could get caught out so badly right here, this is the moment when he could get caught out if he stays here and doesn't leave, and these two 1390s just come rolling up.
Yeah,
they
I'm a
could.
little bit worried. And Cinnabar's... Oh my god, Cinnabar, how did you actually live? He just moved across. Tier 1 was spotted out here. And shots are going over near Tier 1. Oh my goodness, he needs to be so careful, but not taking any shots and still killing off Tier 1. A bounce on Tier 1, unreal. But there's the connection. And a lot of shots missing out.
Yeah, if they'd been more aggressive right here, I feel like they could have gotten Tier 1 with these two 1390s.
The problem is there is a nice shot over from this island that can
just
do
has
a
a
little
T1
bit
now.
damage. Yeah, well, they don't know it's just a T1. It could be a
Understood.
T69.
Yeah, if it's a T69, I guess.
But do you really put a T69 over there? I mean,
It's so rare.
Yeah.
Maybe another 1390.
But they don't have another. Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah, they do, and I
Definitely.
guess that's the consideration to make. It's
Yes.
a conservative consideration. I'm a fan of risky business.
Yeah.
So.
That's why I don't like you, Rico.
Mm.
I don't like you at all.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding, Rico. You're my best friend.
We're not talking about the film, are we?
We might be.
I think there's a reenactment
I think
in store.
I think my computer DC'd, so I'm sitting here watching Dead Revelator.
Oh, mine as well.
Oh, that's
Oh.
unfortunate. So Andre, what's going on?
What's the happy haps?
Yeah, what's happening?
Well, I'm going to show you that with my beautiful click-through.
Oh. Have you also
Nothing?
DC'd? No, you got people moving. Okay, so you're still good to go.
Yep, MS-450 pointing on over. Sorry, guys. A couple of our computers did disconnect. MS-450, they're just awaiting. So far, they have a spot in 1390, but now enough time has been given that those 1390s can be anywhere, or at least that one 1390 being played by A-Large can be anywhere. So right now, they have to rethink up where the positions of all these tanks are. MS-450 just pushing on for it. He has to be careful because remember, take a look at this lineup. There is a T-32 that is most likely right around the corner over here or over here that can definitely do some damage. And in hold down position, obviously, you're looking for a bad time.
Oh, sweet. Now I'm back.
There's a lot of things that you have to consider. Oh, we're back, so let's go ahead and check it out. With
Yeah,
the
I'll show
other
you what's happening on the
guys.
other side of the
Yeah,
map. We got
please
Revelator
do.
right on the underside of the hill and just about to enter. Air News and Fruitcake are both still in the same position. It's a strong position. It's a lot of flexibility. You've got shots into the water. You've got shots towards the hill. You've got great shots on the approach from the east. It's a strong defensive position, and it's flexible in that they can move out to just about any portion of the map within a short amount of time. So
I do want to say something, though.
Mhm.
Battle 1 and Battle 2, even though Simposaurus Rex was able to win both those games,
Yeah.
they're also playing very reactive. We haven't seen a plan come out from them. And now that there's a lot of passivity,
here's the plan. They're making it. It's going to be a hill/east push, I think.
let's take a look on Rook Hill's camera right now.
Yeah,
As
we've
they
got
are moving up.
T69s.
Yes, sir.
Just getting right under the hill, right behind Revelator. They're going to use Revelator to engage this. I believe they're taking into account the fact that Tier 1 is all the way in the west. So if a fight happens on the eastern portion of the map, he'll be a little ways out to come to the fight. So they're trying to make it so they can split up, have a 5v4. Did Air News get spotted? That could be...
Jake Invenia taking a little bit damage. One shot on him in that T-32. Immune moving up with his 1390 now. And he is going to take control of that hill. 1390, remember, doesn't have a lot of hit points, so any engagements up here, he will probably have to retreat
But check
back.
this out. Okeano is pushing around the east side and has spotted MS-450. Mighty Pillow is putting shots into MS-450 as well.
Ooh.
One shot hits and tracks, but the other, it misses just in time for MS-450 to use his repair kit. At the same time, Immune on the hill is putting shots into the back of A-Large, and Mighty Pillow takes a solid hit as well. This is starting to cost for Simposaurus Rex to take this position.
And I don't know if I like this, as a 5100 is moving on in to those two 1390s. He can two-shot Mighty Pillow if he gets
And right
pretty
now,
nice
Revelator,
rolls.
Air News, and Fruitcake are moving towards the hill. I feel like it's a second too late. They need to keep going forward. Revelator stops for a moment to back up. Just keep going forward, Revelator. You have an overmatch on the T-32. They could just nuke him.
Yep. Instead, Jake and Vena is able to get a nice shot. Revelator is going to go up against Jake and Vena now, but damage has already been done. Immune's just going to get out of here. And in the other corner, wow, this 5100 gets manhandled to Mighty Pillow and a large. I can't believe that not a lot of damage has been done. A large, Air News now going to destroy MS-450. That was a big turnaround. I was not expecting. Now Tier 1 coming in from the side, or from the bottom rather, and he's looking to fight with those two 1390s, but I do believe they've already left.
Yep, a
as
1390
they
left
don't
the
want
hill.
to,
That was Immune. I don't know why he left the hill. He could have at the very least kept
Well-
Air News and Fruitcake a little distracted so that their T69 MS-450 could have gotten Mighty Pillow and
true.
and
That's
possibly
very
gotten
true.
that pickup. That could have changed this whole match, because when Fruitcake and Air News killed MS-450, that just threw everything out of whack. There was a chance before then. I don't think there is one at all now. Air News just going all the way down,
Yep.
off the hill,
Oh, and Immune-
doesn't even care.
He's not even pointing the right way. Another shot going to go down. Fruitcake taking a little bit of damage from his opponent, from his comrade, actually, and now busting into a wall. Unfortunate. But Immune running for his life. Another shot goes down. 349 hit points, and only 2 more shots will bring him down. Immune, the only T8 left, and he's just trying to stay long enough for it to draw out. But I don't think that's going to
Fruitcake
happen.
is reloading.
Oh, that's
Uh,
unfortunate.
Yeah, but Immune will
but
have to waste
yeah.
his entire clip to kill Fruitcake. He's already fired once, so chances are, with the way Immune's shooting's going, it's not going to work out. And there's
Yeah,
15 seconds
15
on
seconds.
cap. This is over, guys.
That's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Immune gets one shot tracked, and down Revelator will pick up the kill. And ladies and gentlemen, Simposaurus Rex will clean it up 3-0. You know, I was a little bit worried. I wasn't too thrilled with the execution. Mighty Pillow and a large were getting into a position where I felt that one single 5100 should have killed both of them, but he didn't.
Possibly. He was 2v1ing, and the 1390s were playing rather well.
Well-
they had the hill which they could play with and make it so they could, force the 5100
He wasn't
to move.
2v1ing, though. MS-450 was coming out
He wasn't
behind
there,
too.
though. He wasn't there yet.
Yeah, that's true.
He wasn't quite there. He got like one shot off, I think, on one of the 1390s. But the thing is, the two T69s, I'm just going to remind myself, that's Air News and Fruitcake for me. Both of them, instead of going for the T32, which I was thinking at first, go for the T32, but if you just ignore, you can cover your two 1390s, save them, and keep two 1390s alive instead of
Yeah.
just killing a T32, which really didn't do anything for the fight. Like, he didn't even aggress to try and make a distraction of himself.
Here's the problem I have. Let's go over to Reneka in that 5100 in my screen. Look at how many shots he fired and look at how many direct hits. For 5100, this cannot be This absolutely cannot be.
That
2 shots off, that means you've survived for 3 seconds. That doesn't make sense for a 1390.
I don't think he
I
he
mean,
just
I mean,
didn't
that's
fire.
what 2 shots exactly.
Yeah.
2 shots is just about 30 seconds. The reason why I say that is you shoot first. That's your starting time,
Yeah.
and then you wait 3 seconds. Another shot
it's like
comes off.
2.75
Correct.
seconds.
So I'm being
interclip. Yeah, you're rounding up.
Yeah.
And you also have to account for time for the gun to settle again, because after you fire,
But you're
it's
point
2.7
blank,
to get
man.
the shot up. If
Yeah.
you're point blank, it doesn't matter. But if you're at range, you still have just a fraction of a second, like making it effectively 3 seconds before you can fire with with the more accurate reticle. You want to wait for the
Yes.
shot, especially at
You
range.
should at least get 3 shots, at least. I
Yeah.
think even more than that. And from there, I felt like you're in a position where you can 2-shot both those 1390s to victory. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Also, look at Immune and Tier 1 and their damage. 115 damage. You know where that went. That's Tier 1. That's it. That's all that he shot throughout this game.
Although I have to give it, you have to give it to Simposaurus Rex. They
Yeah,
played.
look
It
at
was a
this.
very strong move. I mean, you saw great damage coming out. You saw people sticking together. You saw two
Yes.
1390s sticking together. And had one of those 1390s gone in alone with the other trying to cover him or something, I don't think either one would have survived.
I agree.
You would have seen one guy run out, get focused, and died. But 2 coming out, there was a little bit of a spread on damage for those 1390s, and then the 2 T69s. It's the right amount of focus fire. 2 T69s can destroy any tank if they make all their shots count, especially with this lineup.
And guess what? They did make their shots count.
Yeah.
Let's look at the paradigm shift between the T69s played for Simposaurus Rex and for DFA. 1,400 damage being done. Now, if you look, 6 penetrations out of 10.
Now, I think maybe there were shots that we might not have seen, maybe
That's
with the
true.
hold down, I
Yeah.
don't know, or blind shots over into the east for that 1390 stuff that was happening over there.
Yeah.
So
You could definitely see a difference, though. I mean, they're able to do overall much more damage than we saw coming out the T69s of DFA. So, we were putting a lot of the emphasis on T69s, but it might just be Simposaurus Rex has better tankers than their opponents, and it showed in statistics through and through. John, what's your thoughts on the overall series?
I think overall, I just like the fact that Simposaurus, I think every move they did, there was conviction behind it. There was no hesitation, which we saw in several of our series today. And I don't think there was any hesitation on the parts of Simposaurus Rex. And that's I think my favorite part of that. Everything they did, they had an objective, and then they went, they trusted the call, and they did it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what pays off.
Yeah. You didn't see them take a hit and stop in the open. Those kinds of things that you see sometimes, people will take a hit, or those T69s, there was only the slightest amount of hesitation when getting up on the hill. I think that was just a knee-jerk reaction, but they overcame it, one of the T32s, and it wasn't sufficient to really throw off the whole strat. There could have, I think, if I were to say a spot to improve for Simposaurus Rex, they probably could have pushed a little earlier with the T32, T69 combo, and probably done even better. I mean, there's always
agree.
room to
Yes,
improve.
of course.
And when you look at these teams, I'd say Simposaurus Rex is now going on. What chances do they have to win it all? What do you think, actually?
It's going to be tough. I mean, there's a lot of really competitive teams out there. Pub Stars, of course, I'm looking at. But even a Bag of Kittens and Refuse to Die, I think they're looking really well as well. Some of the other teams, Villainous, I still haven't been able to gauge them correctly, so it's a little bit difficult. The Landing Zone Slayers, another team where it's a little bit difficult. They did get very close with Gentleman Gaming. I saw a lot of mistakes from both teams.
Yeah.
I think they are one of the top contenders, though. And
Yeah.
Simposaurus Rex, they looked a lot better, I think, even over last qualifiers. And yes, you're pointing out some mistakes, but I think all of these teams that performed and even swept 3-0 had a lot of mistakes.
And room to improve. There's always
Yes.
room to improve, especially because they're going to be facing the top teams North America, and eventually, if they do well enough, top teams world.
Yeah.
When we go off and do our international tournament, which will be happening in a few months.
I think in March.
In March.
I think in March.
Yeah.
That's a lot. 6 months, right?
Yeah.
Well, we have half a year, guys, to train and crush the rest of the world. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for our show today. I want to give a very special thanks to Tofu Smurf for joining us today on set. He is a lifesaver. You guys have no clue. John, do you have any last words?
Thank you guys for having me,
No,
always.
Thank you.
You guys treat me very well, and I just enjoy being here and doing all this. So you know, it's also fun for me to, you know, put myself out there and then talk to people outside of this. I think it just really helps grow the league. So it's fun.
Well, thank you again, John. It's been such a pleasure. You know, you've been a great asset to the show and a great friend in real life, and I love you.
Love you too, bro. Hearts everywhere.
Also, a big thanks to Rookil, of course. I know he's been itching and dying to get on stage because, let's be honest, the Fulcrum guys, they hogged the stage yesterday.
It's my stage.
It's
my
your stage.
telestrator.
Exactly. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We want to thank our sponsors, of course, Azo monitors. You can find them at Amazon.com right now. Kingston, HyperX, Alienware, and Logitech. Also, keep in mind, you can always stay in contact with us. I'm at GreyTurp, at Rookil, and you're not at...
I am not at any Twitter.
You're not at Twitter?
We'll have to fix that.
I don't.
We're going to fix that very soon.
I don't Twitter.
Also, follow the WGLNA, both in Twitter and Facebook, twitter.com/WGLNA, facebook.com/WGLNA, and also go to our website, WGLNA.com. That's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. From everybody here at the studios and Hero Level Production at Wargaming. See you guys next time.